I've been a little bit under the weather, but I was thinking and I was like really processing it, especially yesterday. I just like walked around the city for a few hours, sat down on some benches and just kind of like sat there and watched stuff and really just tried to feel the feelings. And I recognized like I'm not actually sick. I just feel things inside of me. Like I don't have to label it with this thing because as soon as I do, then all of a sudden, I'm a person that's sick. And then it's like, does that just perpetuate it? Or could it be that letting go and just feeling it for what it is, all of a sudden there aren't additional layers placed upon it? And could it be that those additional layers hinder our body's functions from being able to process the activities necessary to heal? Could that always be the case for everything, whether it's a physical illness, a mental illness, could even labeling yourself as someone with a mental disorder create layers that hinders the infinite intelligence that you've always been's abilities to let go or process the things necessary to almost rid yourself of that situation. Like every time you label yourself as something, it builds layers that restrict you from healing. Could it be that all of those labels hinder us from being free? They're all a prison. Every single thing I just listed is a fucking prison that we entrap ourselves in that plagues our society. The mass state of psychosis that Eric mentioned earlier in the episode. Could it be that that's what we're experiencing? We are literally imprisoning ourselves with the ideas, with the labels, with the identities that we hold on to for a false sense of certainty because we're so fucking afraid of it.
Yeah, I would say so. Absolutely. I'm just going to throw in this quick example. So interestingly, there was in the book, Ageless Body, Timeless Mind by Deepak Chopra, he talks about this situation where there was a clinical trial done with placebos to see if they would have any impact on cancer patients. And they were told that this is a state-of-the-art cancer treatment. This is going to help. So one of the gentlemen actually ended up having complete recovery. His cancer disappeared. And I think it was a month later, maybe a few months later, he was at home and they were doing a report on that study on the news where they informed him that it was a placebo. His cancer came back. He died a month later. And it was because all of a sudden he wasn't thinking about himself the same way. He wasn't perceiving his odds the same way.